Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So for today I will be working in my large dilutions journal, and I will be playing with my Fresco paints, and I also will be using my Tracy Scott stamps and stencils. And Tracy Scott is a designer of PaperArtsy, and if you like mandalas and flowers and those kind of things, then she is your girl. I think she is awesome, and I've learned a lot from her from the online classes that she's doing. You can look her up on Facebook, and then you can see a whole heap of classes that she's doing. And I know for sure that you will have lots and lots of fun with it, and you will learn so much. Okay, so back to this page. This page hasn't been prepped with gesso. It's just three colors that I'm going to use for this page, and I'm using Fresco's Bubblegum Pink, Tango, and Captain Peacock. And as you can see, I'm not being too precious with my paints, because all the leftover paint will be painted in my Use It Up journal. And my Use It Up journal is just a journal which is also from Dilutions, the smaller version. Yes, to put all my paints and inks in, because I don't really want to throw it away if there's a lot of paint and stuff on my desk. So that's why I like to use that journal for my leftovers. Right now, this page looks like a hot mess, but you just need to keep on going with adding the layers until you are happy with the results. And that's why it's important to just use three colors from the same color family. And that way you don't get ugly or muddy colors on your page. So this is how the page looks right now. And before you're going to do the stenciling part, you need to be sure that the background is completely dry. As you can see, I am stenciling with a blending foam tool, and the stencils that I'm using are also from Tracy Scott, and I don't have a clue what they're called, but I will list them down below in the description box, so don't you worry. And I think that this one is called Numbers, but like I said, I don't really know for sure. And I'm using the same colors, so I'm sticking with the Tango, the Bubblegum Pink, and the Captain Peacock. But we will be adding some white and black to the mix, just to give the page a little bit more interest. Okay, so this is the Snowflake, which is also from Fresco. And my camera is acting weird, I'm sorry. Just be sure that you don't put too much paint on your blending foam, or it will, the paint will go underneath the stencil, and that kind of looks ugly. Yeah, so now I'm just adding some white. Like I said before, the stencils and stems that I'm using are all from Tracy Scott. And that one is a mini. And here's another mini. And now I'm just using some Jet Black Archival ink. And what I really like about the PaperArtsy stems and stencils is that it doesn't matter how old they are, they will never get discontinued. So everything will still be available after years and years. At least that's what I think. As you can see, I'm cleaning off my stamps after I'm using them, because I don't like to have my hands all covered in ink. Okay, so the background is done, and now I'm going to put it aside and let it dry, and in the meantime I will be doing some stamping. And for the stamping part, I'm using the Tracy Scott stamp number TS047, and I am ripping out the paper from a Dilutions journal, and I'm using them to stamp on, at least for this project. And the leaf is done with some archival ink, and this is the coloring part. And for the coloring part, I'm using my Faber Castell Pitt pens and my Faber Castell Polychromos. And I will also be using some Ranger glitter glue, or stickles, and because it's a long process and I don't have a lot of things to say, I will just put on some music for you, and in the meantime you can just watch me color. Okay, so for now I will be doing some splattering. And just one little tip. Be sure to put your journal or your page that you're working on, to put it in a box so you don't cover your whole desk with splatters. Do as I say, not as I do. But just a little tip. Okay, so this paint is from DecoArt and it's Scorching Yellow and Sizzling Pink, and these are neons. And if you can't find any DecoArt neon paints, you can probably get some Amsterdam acrylics. And I know that Amsterdam acrylics also has neon paints, and they also have neon paint markers. So you should take a look on Amsterdam acrylic paints. I have a lot of them and they are awesome. And I also wanted some yellow. Okay, some more splatters with some yellow. And when I'm done with the splattering part, I am giving the page a blast with the heating tool. And now it's time to put the focal point on the page. And yes, these leaves, I fussy cut them by hand. It was quite a challenge, but it worked. And the glue that I'm using is Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue. And I'm just snipping some berries in half. And this is the last leaf. And after this one I will add the flower, like so. And I will also add the berries. The last one. Okay, so the next part will be the quote, and I will be using a Tim Holtz die. And this die is the alphabet bold die. And I cut out a lot of words. And it says, made of flowers, remind us why the rain was so necessary. And you might probably know that when I die cut these delicate little things, that I always use a double-sided tape on the back of the cardstock. And the cardstock that I'm using is from Sizzix. It's the Golden Pick cardstock. And as I said, I just put some double-sided tape on the back and I cut out everything on the sidekick, and now I'm going to stick it down on the page, and that's it. Oh, and the reason why I have chosen to do some or to use some die cuts is because I don't really like my hand lettering. I am practicing, but my hand lettering skills aren't that good. But if you can do awesome hand lettering, just do your own thing. And if you are not into hand lettering, you can use dies or alphabet stamps or use whatever you have in your stash. And in the meantime, I'm just continuing gluing these die cuts onto the page. And that's basically it. Then this journal page is done. Okay, so the video comes to an end, almost. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to follow me also on Instagram, where you can see other posts what I've done as well. And for now I'm saying bye bye Happy crafting, everybody. Stay safe, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.